Last time, you joined us as we explored the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, and then we began to make our way back towards Reykjavik for the final leg of our journey. On our first day in Reykjavik, I headed out for a 16-kilometre run around the beautiful trails to the east of the city. We then began our walking tour of Reykjavik, taking in the geothermal beach and exploring the old World War II military installations. We then continued into the city centre, heading to our next target, the EVE Online Monument. EVE Online is a video game that Greg has played for years and years. The developer is headquartered in Reykjavik, and the monument displays thousands of player character names. While Greg looked for his 2 account names on the monument, I searched for my friends' names so I could send them photos. After lunch, we headed to the Icelandic Phallological Museum. We initially put this one on the list as a joke, but we were very pleasantly surprised to find that this is a genuinely fascinating museum, and we spent about an hour and a half in here reading through pretty much every information plaque and learning much more than we had ever anticipated we would. This museum is chock full of both scientific and cultural information, a really well worth the visit. On our second day, we mostly relaxed and just took a short walk over to Hafþór Bjornsson's gym because it was close to our hotel, and on our third day, again, mostly relaxed, but we did go check out Klithuhusið climbing gym. Finally, it was time to head back to Keflavik via some sites. We stopped at the Sultan geothermal area, and this was kind of awful. It smelled so bad, I felt ill for most of the rest of the day. We then headed to the Nahtagi Valley to look at the solidified lava flow. This, at the time, was the freshest lava tourists could get close to in Iceland. It's pretty much solidified, but we could still see some little vents in the lava offering up bits of steam, so it's still very dangerous to even consider walking on, as is most relatively fresh lava. So we obviously kept to the edges and just managed to get some good shots above with the drone. We then drove the final stretch back towards the airport, checking out bits of the coastline along the way and driving through the area that has been most affected by the most recent set of eruptions, including Grindavik. And then it was time to say goodbye to the trusty car that had seen us through 3 weeks of driving around Iceland. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with us, and maybe we'll have more adventures like this again in the future.